whole Raider team and the coaching staff obviously knows how important this game is tonight and the next two to get that overall fourth seed and be home for the quarterfinals. It's a lot easier to play at home than it is on the road in the tournament. So,
sure is. The Raiders have lost 5 games. 4 of the 5 losses have come on the road, so you want to be at home. That's for sure. Just checking the starting lineups. First of all, for the Springfield Cosmos of Coach Hank Stepinski, Joel Gomez will be starting in the backcourt, a 5'10 senior, along with A.J. Husband. It was Husband that hit the bucket that beat the Raiders down at Springfield. Husband is a 6'2 junior. Starting up front, Jason Curtis, a 6'4 senior. Sean Keefe, a 6'1 senior. And Max Tier, a 6'1 senior. So it's Gomez and Husband in the backcourt with Curtis, Keefe, and Tier starting up front for the Springfield Cosmos. For Rutland High in the backcourt, Luke Barron getting the starting nod, 6'1 senior, along with Jeff Sin, a 6' senior. Starting up front, Stuart St. Peter, a 6'4 junior. Mike Sievertson, a 6'1 senior. And Jimmy and Agnes, a 6'1 senior. Jimmy back in the starting lineup after not starting the other night against MSJ, a game in which Rutland played very well and virtually led that game wire to wire for the easy victory. So it's Barron and Sin in the backcourt, St. Peter, Sievertson, and Anagnos starting up front for Rutland High. We'll be back with more from the Keefe Gym after this 2-minute timeout.
We'll go right to the starting lineup. First for Springfield, starting at forward, 6'2" junior, wearing number 32, A.J. Husband. Also starting at forward, 6'1" junior, wearing number 31, co-captain Max Tier. Starting at center, 6'1" senior, wearing number 23, co-captain Jason Curtis. Starting at guard, 5'10" senior, wearing number 20, Joel Gomez. Also starting at guard, 6'1" senior, wearing number 24, Sean Keefe. And now, get ready for your Rutland Red Raiders. Starting at forward, 6'1" junior, senior, wearing number 14, Mike Sievertson. Also starting at forward, 6'1" senior, wearing number 25, co-captain Jim Maddox. Starting at center, 6'1" junior, wearing number 24, St. Peter. Starting at guard, 6'1" senior, wearing number 20, Luke Barron. Also starting at guard, 6' senior, wearing number 32, co-captain Jackson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
And the playing of our national anthem will be set to go here in just a moment. The Raiders and the Cosmos, and John Phoenix and Don Corey are the referees for this one. Not a bad crowd. It could be a lot better. And a great contingent up from Springfield. They're turned on about this basketball team. It's been a while for Springfield Cosmo fans, for sure. The Raiders will be going left to right here in the first half. Springfield will be going right to left. Jason Curtis will be jumping center. He's 7th in the league in scoring, large school division, 15.5 points per ball game. We talked about A.J. Husband, who won the earlier game for Springfield. He's 10th in the league in scoring, 14.3 points per ball game. Jeff Sin, 3rd in the league in scoring, 16.1 points per ball game. So Stuart St. Peter will be jumping center for the Raiders against Jason Curtis of the Cosmos. Curtis, 6'4 senior, St. Peter, 6'4 junior, and the tap is controlled by the Raiders. It goes to Luke Barron. Barron trots into the forecourt down the middle. Picked up off the man-to-man by Gomez. Up top, wanted to go to St. Peter. Lost it, found it again. Goes to Anagnos in the lane. Short jumper's good. And the Raiders lead it by a score of 2-0. And the Raiders in the man-to-man as well is trotting into the forecourt. Joel Gomez for the Springfield Cosmos. Sends it out front to A.J. Husband. On the right now, Max Tier with it between the sideline and the key. With it now is Keefe, left side of the lane. Back out, he sends it to Husband. Husband across the key, backs it up, top of the circle now. Picked up by Sievertson, right wing, it goes to Joel Gomez. And he loops it underneath for Curtis, and we got a traveling violation on Jason Curtis. Curtis got it down low at the baseline, whistle down for the traveling violation. First turnover of the ball game, and the Raiders will control in the backcourt. Some token of full court zone pressure by the Cosmos. Jeff Sin will break it easily into the forecourt on the bounce left side to Luke Barron. On the bounce up top now to Sievertson. Sievertson dribbles toward the left sideline and stops. Back out to Barron. This time down the floor. It looks like Springfield's in the zone all the way. 2-3 zone. Sin with it now to Barron on the left. To the left baseline. St. Peter 17-footer no good. And the rebound is controlled by the Cosmos. Gomez throws it into the forecourt for Tier. Back to Gomez to the right baseline. His short jumper's no good, but we got a foul before the shot.
Going to be on Luke Barron.
It is on Luke Barron, his first, and that is the first on the team. 2-0. The Raiders lead it in the early going. Springfield will control from the baseline as Gomez puts the ball into play to Sean Keefe. Stops left side, goes to Tier. And he wanted to go inside. Curtis picked off by Barron. Barron into the forecourt down the left sideline. All the way to the lane. Running right-handers. An air ball comes down to Sievertson. Lays it up. No good. Rebound 5-4. Scramble for the basketball. It goes out of bounds, and it goes off the Raiders, and Springfield will control in the backcourt.
Pretty move by Barron to get to the lane, and then unfortunately he didn't make the layup. Raiders with an offensive board, and they didn't convert there.
Gomez into the forecourt, picked up by Barron on the right sideline. He goes to A.J. Husband, the hero of that earlier game. Now Curtis with it, back out to Gomez, left wing. Gomez dribbles left to right, fires to the baseline for Husband, but we got a whistle and a foul against the Raiders. And it's the second on the team.
Sievertson's going to be his
first. It is on Mike Sievertson, his first. Again, the second on the team. As Gomez gets set to put the ball into play from the baseline for the Cosmos. Trying to send it out to Tier. Picked off by St. Peter. Here he comes. Drives to the bucket and lays it in left-handed. St. Peter made it happen and got the steal and finished it off at the other end, and the Raiders lead it 4-0. Right sideline with it now is Sean Keefe for the Cosmos. In the forecourt. Looks at the bucket. Sends all the way out near midcourt to Gomez. Back to Tier. His pass picked off by Sin. That was intended for Sean Keefe. So the Raiders coming out with a little intensity here, Andy, and have the early lead 4-0. Luke Barron now with it. Trots into the forecourt. On the right goes to Sin. Springfield in that zone. Back to Barron now. To the left baseline to Sievertson. 15-footer no good. Rebound goes to Curtis. Outlet picked off by Barron. Dribbles into the lane. Running right-handers no good. We got a foul against Springfield. Are they gonna put it the other way or not? No, it is against Springfield. They did say 2-0, and I thought for a moment it was Barron, but it's on Gomez, his first on the team. Not Springfield used that man-to-man first time down the floor, but apparently not. They are at least now in the zone. As Sievertson puts the ball into play to Barron, out front now to Sin. On the right now to Sievertson. His 15-footer is no good. Rebound, scramble for, tapped around. St. Peter comes down with it. Into the lane, short jumper, no good off the back of the rim. Sievertson back up and good. Offensive rebound for the bucket for Mike Sievertson, and the Raiders have rolled off to a quick 6-0 lead. 5:09 remaining first quarter here at the Keefe Gym. Joel Gomez with it, right sideline for the Cosmos. On the bounce down the sideline to Tier, down low to Curtis, and he goes baseline and lays it in. So Curtis scores the first bucket of the ball game for the Cosmos. 6-2, the Raiders lead it by 4. Slowly up court comes Luke Barron, picked up by Gomez off the zone as he dribbles into the forecourt. Husband over there as well, and Husband, as a matter of fact, kicks the ball out of bounds as Barron trying to go to Jeff Sin. We call this the matchup zone, too, which is what confused me with the man-to-man earlier.
They're playing good defense. They've got to knock those outside shots down. They've had a few offensive rebounds, second chances, but they got to start making those outside shots.
With it left sideline, Jeff Sin for the Raiders. Down low to St. Peter on the cut to Anagnos. Lays it up. No good. In and out. Rebound. Curtis. He goes to Gomez. Gomez fires to Tier on the forecourt. Down the lane. Coming over to steal is Sin, but he stepped on the baseline. Great defensive play for Jeff Sin, but he did step on the baseline, so the Cosmos will control from the baseline. 4:24 remaining first quarter. The Raiders lead it 6-2 in the early going. Gomez loops it out front now to Keefe. Dribbles to the key to the line of the lane. His 14-footer, no good. A rebound, St. Peter. Throws ahead to Anagnos. He's got Sievertson with him. His pass knocked away by Husband. Back to Anagnos, and he lays it in. He tried to go to Severson. It was knocked away by Husband, went right back to Ignatius, and he laid it in easily. 8-2. The Raiders lead it by 6. 4:03 remaining first quarter. Keep with it to Gomez between the sideline and the key right side. Picked up by Barron off the man-to-man. Dribbles to the lane. Goes right baseline to Keefe, and he lays it up and in. And it's going to count. He got fouled. John Keefe, 6'1" senior, opportunity for a three-point play. Third team foul on the Raiders, as the Raiders lead it 8-4. And who did they call that one on? As Brian Pinney checks in for Jeff Sin for Rutland High.
I think that's who they got. Jeff Sin for his first personal.
It is on Jeff Sin.
It's a Raiders' third team foul. I was just going to mention Jeff Sin. Obviously, he's known for his offense tonight. He's had 2 decent defensive plays. He stepped in on one
Keefe missed the shot. The Raiders control. Luke Barron with it in the forecourt, left sideline out to Penny, who had a great game against MSJ the other night. Up top to St. Peter. His turnaround around the rim and in from the free throw line. St. Peter got the roll, and the Raiders lead it 10-4. 3:37 remaining first quarter as Barron picks up Gomez. Gomez in the forecourt. Pass picked off by St. Peter. 2-on-1 break. He's got Barron with him. Keeps. He lays it up and in. St. Peter on the steal and the bucket. He's done that twice in the early going. The Raiders have opened up an 8-point lead. They lead at 12-4. And a Springfield coach, Hank Stupinski, wants a timeout. 3:21 left first quarter. Our score, Rutland 12, Springfield 4. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
Waste concerns, call 775-0325.
Well, the Raiders have started off roaring. They had to do that tonight. They lead at 12-4 in the early going.
Stuart St. Peter's having a big night. He's had a couple of steals so far. He's got half the Raider points. The team's playing excellent defense right now, and Springfield's not being very careful with the ball. They're just directing their passes, and the Raiders are just picking them off.
Springfield controlling in the forecourt. Max Tier. Tier on the bounce down to Husband into the lane, and he gets fouled by Brian Pinney before he threw up the shot. It'd be indeed. Actually, he threw up the shot a couple of seconds later. Pinney on the foul. That's his first. And that's the fourth on the team. So Springfield will control from the baseline with Joel Gomez. Gomez looking to throw the ball into play. Gets it in left corner to Tier. Now to Curtis. Curtis to the key to the lane. Pulls up for the jumper and hits. Mason Curtis, 7th in the league in scoring. He averages over 15 points per ball game. The Raiders lead it by a score of 12-6. Brian Pinney with it in the backcourt. Goes to Barron. Barron into the forecourt, down the middle to the lane. His pass intended for St. Peter, picked off by Keefe. Keefe up to A.J. Husband, and Husband into the forecourt. Has it halfway between the circles now. Dribbles to the right and stops. Goes to Curtis near the right sideline. Curtis right side of the lane. His jumper's an air ball. Comes down to Brian Pinney. Outlet to Barron. Barron into the forecourt down the middle. Now to Pinney. Right sideline to Severson. Double teamed off the zone. Back out front now to Luke Barron. Barron on the left wing. On the bounce goes to Pinney. Down low to St. Peter, and St. Peter's foul. Might have been Jason Curtis on the foul. He reached over the top. It is on Curtis. First on him, second on the team. Checking into the ball game for Springfield, Jonathan Guy is checking in. Also in is Scott Keefe. So Guy and Keefe are in for Sean Keefe and Gomez. Raiders basketball with it, left sideline. Severson out front to Barron. Right sideline to Pinney, up for three. Swish. He had 4 the other night, 4 3-pointers in a 12-point effort against MSJ. Hits the three-pointer there, and the Raiders lead at 15-6. 2:05 remaining here in the first quarter. As Tier had it and then had it knocked away. Pinney stole, tried to send it ahead, stolen away by Curtis, and Curtis throws up the three-pointer. It's no good. Rebound chased down at the corner by Severson. He goes to Pinney. Pinney rifles it into the forecourt now for Barron. Barron left side of the lane. 14-footer, no good. Rebound goes out of bounds, and it goes off at Curtis of Springfield. So the Raiders will control from the baseline. As Sin is in, Barron is out for Rutland High.
Once again, Stuart St. Peter made that play happen. He was the one that got the initial deflection to Pinney to start that break for the Raiders, but then they turned it over. So
with a right baseline, St. Peter's 15-footer, an air ball comes down to Severson, starts it over again, left baseline, pumps up the 15-footer and drills it. Severson just calmly went up the baseline, turned around, fired up the jumper, and connected as the Raiders have opened up a 17-6 lead. A minute 23 remaining first quarter. With it is Scott Keefe, right sideline. Keefe out to Husband between the sideline and the middle, way out front, picked up by Severson off the Raider man-to-man. A.J. Husband Dribbling around, pulls up for the 15-footer. It's no good. We get a foul against Rutland High. It's on Siebertson. That foul on Siebertson is second. And that is number 5 on the Raiders as Kyle Berquist checks in for Rutland High, and checking out of the ball game is Jimmy and Agnes. And A.J. Husband indeed was in the act of shooting. He'll be at the line for 2. As Brent Bliss checks in for Rutland High now for Mike Siebertson. Sean Keefe checks in for Springfield for Jason Curtis. So Sean and Scott Keefe are both in there right now for Springfield. A.J. Husband is a 6'2 junior. His shot is no good. He'll get another.
The officials are calling a tight ball game tonight. The Raiders are going to have to be careful. They've already got 5 team fouls here. Just a little left, just about a minute left here in the first quarter.
Husband misses the second as well, and the Raiders controlling the forecourt with Brian Pinney. So Husband missed them both. St. Peter to Bliss to Berquist, back to St. Peter, lays it up and in. Great ball movement for the Raiders as they've opened up a 19-6 lead. 52 seconds remaining first quarter. John Keefe goes to Tier. Out to Scott Keefe now. Right sideline. Picked up by Sin. He has it way out front. Spins to the lane. On the bounce left baseline to Guy, and his short jumper is good. Jonathan Guy, a 6-foot senior, connecting for Springfield. It's Rutland 19, Springfield 8. 30 seconds remaining first quarter. Within the forecourt, Bliss, right baseline to St. Peter. Try to go back to Bliss, knocked away, picked off by Tier, and he goes to Scott Keefe. Scott Keefe and Sean Keefe both in there. Tier is in there. Guy is in there for Springfield, and also A.J. Husband, and he's got the basketball. Husband to the key. A 17-footer short, no good. Deep rebound to St. Peter to Sin. 8 seconds left in the quarter. Sin to the left baseline. His jumper around the rim and in. Rutland 21, Springfield 8. As the shot from half court by Scott Keefe, no good off the glass. And the Raiders have come out smoking tonight in this big matchup against Springfield. After a quarter, our score, Rutland 21, Springfield 8. Back after this 30-second timeout. Rutland over Springfield 21-8. And Andy, they came out with a lot of intensity tonight, as I knew they would, trying to prove that Springfield win at Springfield earlier was a fluke.
Well, they certainly, they're being very patient on offense. It shows their maturity, I think, as the season's gone on. This team's maturing much, probably a little quicker than Coach Thompson expected, but tonight they've come out and they've been very impressive offensively. Defensively, they're doing the job, and offensively, they're being patient, waiting for the good shot and working it around. You've mentioned some excellent ball movement, and that's what they're going to have to do to be successful. Springfield controlling here at the beginning of the second quarter. Guy with it to the left side of the lane, pulls up. And he goes now to the left corner to Scott Keefe, up for 3. It's short, no good. Rebound, Kyle Berquist. Berquist in with Bliss. Ben Anderson has checked in for St. Peter. Pinney in, and also Jeff Sin for the Raiders. With it, Anderson lost the handle, picked off by Sean Keefe. And with it now is Joel Gomez, who has checked back in for Springfield. To the left sideline to Guy. Back out to Gomez, top of the circle, picked up by Pinney off the man-to-man. Gomez dribbles to the left baseline, pulls up for the 15-footer and hits. Rutland 21, Springfield 10, early going second quarter. Token full court pressure by the Cosmos. Bliss breaks it easily up top to Kyle Berquist. Has it knocked away, picked off by Sean Keefe. Sean Keefe down the middle to the key to the line of the lane. Pulls up for the jumper and hits. And it's going to count. He got fouled, so Springfield a little run here at the beginning of the second quarter. Scott Keefe has an opportunity for a 3-point play as Anagnos and St. Peter check in. Sid Thompson wants a timeout. It's 21-12. Rutland with a lead with 7:04 remaining here in the first half. And before we take the break, the foul was called on Bliss. It was on Brent Bliss, and that was his first, the 6th on the team. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back after this 30-second break.
So for precast concrete products or ready-mixed concrete for your projects, see Joseph P. Carrera & Sons on Route 7 in Rutland.
Scott Keefe will have an opportunity for a 3-point play for the Cosmos. He'll be at the line again. That foul was on Bliss, his first, 6th on the team. So it's Scott and Sean Keefe, Max Tier in there right now for Springfield. Joel Gomez, and also Jason Curtis is in there now. Raiders going with Sin Pinney, Bliss, Anagnos, and St. Peter now. St. Peter and Anagnos just checked in. The shot by Keefe is no good. Rebound, fought for, and it goes to Jimmy Anagnos. He goes to Penny, back to Jimmy and Agnes. Now on the left wing to Bliss. Back out now to Penny, left side of the circle. Up top to Agnes, to the right side of the lane, double teamed off the zone. Pass goes off, Bliss knocked away, picked off by Gomez, dribbles behind the back, and dribbles into the forward court to the left sideline. Joel Gomez to the left side of the circle, pumps up the three. It's no good. Rebound, Jeff Sin. Sin has it stolen away by Keefe. Scott Keefe is then whistled down for traveling. Keefe went to the deck, and he was whistled down for the traveling violation. Springfield fans didn't like it, but it was a good call. As A.J. Husband checks in for Scott Keefe for Springfield.
Scott Keefe with a nice play. He took the ball away from Jeff Sin after the rebound, and bad break for the Cosmos right there, but it was the correct call.
Jimmy and Agnes picked up in the backcourt by Sean Keefe. So Scott Keefe is out. Sean Keefe still in there for Springfield, and Agnes with the left sideline in the forecourt, left corner to St. Peter. On the bounce, down the baseline to Agnes, and he lays it in. Rutland 23, Springfield 12. With it now, Sean Keefe, right sideline. 6:09 remaining first half here at the Keefe gym. With it now, Jason Curtis on the cut. He goes to Keefe, and he lays it in. Rutland 23, Springfield 14. The Raiders lead it by 9. They've led by as many as 13. With it is Brian Pinney. Picked up by A.J. Husband now. On the right to Agnes, to the right side of the lane. His short jumper swish. Looked like Springfield might have been in the man-to-man that time. 25-14, the Raiders up by 11. Sean Keefe down the baseline, a shot no good. A rebound tapped around, and it goes to Agnes. Roars to the forecourt, goes to St. Peter, to Penny, behind the back to Bliss. In the lane, a shot deflected, no good. And we got a whistle in the rebounding action, and they're going to call it a jump ball. Tier came down with it, and also St. Peter. Jump ball situation or a foul?
St. Peter. St. Peter's going to be called for a foul.
And who are they?
They said 3-1, but it's 2-1. No 3-1. There's no 3-1 out. Well, there's a 3-1 on Springfield, but they're calling it out St.
I think they're going to check that. Yeah, it's St. Peter on the foul is first. That should put the Raiders over the limit. Hey, Cosmo should be going to the line here. Rutland leads at 25-14. 5:30 left first half here at the Keefe gym. Luke Barron checks back in for Rutland High, and Brent Bliss checks out. It'll be Max Tier. That's how he got mixed up. It's 3-1 going to the line, Max Tier. For Springfield, he's at the line for a 1-1. Springfield only has 2 team fouls. The Raiders already over the limit. Shot by Tier is good. He'll get another. Raiders by 10. Rutland 25, Springfield 15.
That's Springfield's first free throw tonight. They've missed 3.
Second shot by Tier is good. He gets them both. Max Tier, a 6'1 senior. Rutland 25, Springfield 16. Down the right sideline, Jeff Sin with it. Picked up by Tier off the man-to-man. Pulls up right side of the circle. His jumper's good. 27-16, the Raiders up by 11 again. Into the forecourt, Joel Gomez picked up by Penny off the man-to-man. Dribbles to the right and stops, goes to Sean Keefe. Fouled by St. Peter, second on St. Peter. And Sean Keefe will be at the line for a 1-1. Again, the Raiders over the limit. Sean Keefe, Max Tier, Jason Curtis, A.J. Husband, and Joel Gomez, the alignment for Springfield. Raiders going with Luke Barron, Stuart St. Peter, Brian Penny, Jeff Sin, and Jimmy and Agnes. Keefe at the line for a 1-1. His shot's good. He'll get another. Raiders by 10, 27-17.
Well, the Raiders certainly have taken care of the foul department tonight. They've got 8 to Springfield's 2. If Springfield's going to be successful, if they're going to get back in this one, they're going to have to capitalize on the free throws.
Second shot misses, and Agnes the rebound to Luke Barron into the forecourt. So Keefe gets 1 out of 2. Penny with the top of the circle on the cut to an Agnes in the lane. His jumper's good. Rutland 29, Springfield 17. Gomez the other way for the Cosmos. Left baseline to Tier. Underneath, wanted to go to Keefe, had to run it down along the baseline. Back to Tier. Shot blocked by St. Peter. He comes down with it. He goes to Agnes into the forecourt. Jimmy Agnes stutter steps, backs it up toward the right sideline, loops it to the left sideline for Sin, dribbles once, pumps up the 18-footer, short, no good. And the rebound goes to Curtis, outlet to Husband, down court to Tier. He drives on Barron, lays it up and in. Rutland by 10. The Raiders lead at 29-19. 4:24 left first half here at the Keefe gym. Barron into the forecourt. Picked up by Gomez off the man-to-man. Springfield's been in the zone of the man-to-man. St. Peter with it right wing to the right side of the circle. 17-footer, no good. Rebound, Gomez, fouled by Barron. The Raiders don't want to get into, well, they've already sent Springfield to the line here. That foul on Barron is second. Kyle Berquist checks in for Rutland High for Stuart St. Peter.
Right now, the Raiders have 3 starters with 2 personal fouls. We still have 4 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Luke Barron, St. Peter, Severtson each have 2 fouls. Jeff Sin has a foul. Bliss and Pinney each have a foul. For Springfield, Gomez has a foul, and Curtis has a foul.
This is Joel Gomez at the line for Springfield for a 1-and-1. His shot is good. They're starting to heat up in the line now. He'll get another. Rutland by 9. The Raiders lead at 29-20. 4:12 left first half.
They've made 4 of 6 here in the second quarter.
Second shot by Gomez is good to make it 5 of 7. 29-21. The Raiders now lead it by 8. As Jonathan Guy checks in for Springfield, and checking out of the ball game is Sean Keefe. Jonathan Guy is a 6-foot senior, so the Raiders controlling the backcourt. Some token full court pressure by the Cosmos. Pinney goes to Barron. Cosmos relent defensively. Gomez picks up Barron as he dribbles into the forecourt. Goes to Berquist, right sideline. Berquist sends it out to Pinney, into the lane. Now to Sin, chases it down right corner. Back out front to Barron. Barron has an opening in the lane, pulls up with a short jumper and hits. Raiders by 10 again. Rutland 31, Springfield 21. 3:44 left first half. Down the middle comes Gomez for Springfield. Left wing, he goes to Tier. Back out to Gomez, up for 3. No good off the glass. And the rebound to Barron. Starts the break on the bounce to Pinney. He drives, lays it up, no good. He was fouled by Curtis. And that foul on Jason Curtis is second, just the 3rd on the team. But Pinney will be at the line for 2. He was in the act of shooting. As Scott Keefe is set to check back in for Springfield. Interesting enough, it's the Keefe gym, and Springfield's got a couple of Keefes. Scott and Sean.
That's Curtis's second foul. You probably mentioned it.
Yep.
He's the only Springfield player with more than 1 foul. He's the only other Springfield player with a foul. Gomez has got 1. The Raiders have to make their free throws. They're just as important for them as they are for Springfield.
Pinney misses the first. He'll get another as Brent Bliss is into the ball game for Rutland High. Second shot by Pinney is good. He gets 1 out of 2. So Brian Pinney hits the second free throw out of 2. Missed the first one. The Raiders lead it by 11, 32-21. Gomez sends it right side to Guy between the sideline and the key right side. Now to Gomez, left side of the circle. Gomez controlling off the dribble, picked up by Barron. On the bounce right wing to Guy. Guy looking around, dribbles to the right baseline, pumps up the 12-footer and hits. Jonathan Guy on the bucket. The Raiders lead at 32-23. 3:05 remaining first half. The Raiders going with Bliss and Agnes, Pinney, Barron, and Kyle Berquist. Bliss goes right wing to Luke Barron. Now to Berquist, try to go back out to Barron, picked off by Gomez along the sideline, finds the handle, and sends it to Curtis, and Gomez gets it back again. Gomez into the forecourt, picked up by Barron, dribbles to the right side of the circle and goes to Tier. Out front now to Scott Keefe, halfway between the circles. Scott Keefe spins to the key. On the right, wanted to go to Curtis. The ball knocked out of bounds by Anagnos. Is now Sean Keefe and A.J. Husband check back in for Springfield. For Gomez and also Curtis. Berquist is out. Ben Anderson in for Rutland High. A.J. Husband gets set to put the ball into play from the right sideline in the forecourt for the Springfield Cosmos. Gets it into play now to Scott Keefe between the sideline and the middle, way out front. On the left to Guy, dribbles once and then goes to Husband, left corner. Pumps up the 3. It's no good. Rebound fought for, and it goes to Jimmy, and Agnes covers up and goes to Barron. Luke Barron into the forecourt for Rutland High. Luke Barron to the lane, scoops it up, no good. We got an offensive foul on Barron, I believe. It is. They're going to call an offensive foul on Barron. He's got 3 personal fouls, and Springfield controlling the backcourt. Big foul there as Luke picks up number 3. Coming down on 2:12 left first half. Rutland 32, Springfield 23. With it is Guy between the sideline and the key. On the bounce goes to Sean Keefe. He dribbled off his foot, picked off by Pinney. Sends it into the forecourt for Bliss. Knocked away. It goes to Jimmy and Agnes. And Agnes to the left baseline. 12-footer, no good. Rebound, Bliss at the baseline. Loses the handle, goes to the deck. Picked off by Scott Keefe. Scott Keefe throws it into the forecourt for Sean Keefe. Right side of the lane, back to Scott Keefe. Near the right sideline. He dribbles into the lane, across the lane. Stops left side of the lane. Looks around. He goes to Guy. Dribbles left to right. Left side of the circle. 17-footer's good. Raiders lead it by 7. Springfield hanging around. It's Rutland 32, the Cosmos 25. A minute 26 left first half. Ben Anderson sends it down low to Penny. And he dribbles to the right sideline out to Bliss, right side of the circle. Bliss looks right, dribbles once. On the bounce, left sideline to Penny. Head fakes to the left side of the lane. Wanted to go to Anagnos. The ball knocked out of bounds by Springfield's Jonathan Guy. So the Raiders will control from the baseline as Sin is in for Luke Barron for Rutland High. Brent Bliss gets set to put the ball into play for the Raiders from the baseline. Loops it out to Jeff Sin. Up top now to Anderson, left side of the lane. Back out to Brian Penny. On the cut, wanted to go to Anagnos, knocked away, but Bliss picks it up, right sideline. Back out to Penny, top of the circle, up for 3. No good. Rebound, fought for. Guy comes down with it ahead to Scott Keefe to Husband. Husband pulls it up, goes to Tier, left sideline. Dribbles toward the middle out to Scott Keefe. On the right to Guy, lays it up, no good. Rebound tapped around, and it comes down to Jimmy Anagnos. Now Brett Bliss with it. Back to Jeff Sin. 40 seconds remaining first half. The Raiders lead at 32-25. But it is Penny left sideline. Picked up by Scott Keefe off the man-to-man. And he dribbles once out to Sin, midcourt circle. 28 seconds left in the half. Sin dribbles a few times, goes right sideline to Jimmy Anagnos. Back out front to Brian Penny. Picked up by Scott Keefe. Penny all the way to the lane. To the left baseline to Ben Anderson. His pass stolen away by the Cosmos. A.J. Husband pulls up, finds Scott Keefe underneath, and he lays it in. Rutland 32, Springfield 27. 6 seconds left in the half. Penny still in the backcourt. 3 seconds left. Now to Anagnos, and he gets fouled by Jonathan Guy. First on Guy. Fourth on Springfield. It'll not send a Raider to the line. That came with 1 second left, still a common foul. The Raiders will put the ball into play with 1 second left here from the left sideline in the forecourt. Penny to Sin, he lays it up, no good at the buzzer. Sin was by himself, it did not fall. That's the end of the first half, and Springfield hanging around. At halftime, our score, Rutland 32, Springfield 27. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout. And don't forget, tomorrow night, this is what we have for you the rest of the week. Tomorrow night, Rutland High and South Burlington. Remember, the JV's at 4, the varsity game at 5:30, and we'll be on the air at 5:20 tomorrow. Rutland hosting South Burlington here at the Keefe Gym. Thursday night, the season finale, the regular season finale. Rutland High hosting Mount Anthony. Will be on the air at 7:20 with that one. And then on Saturday, we have hockey for you. And beginning at 6:50 at Royce Mandigo Arena, MSJ will be hosting North Country in the Division II quarters. Of course, the seedings and pairings in basketball on Saturday. We'll tell you all about it, certainly during the course of the hockey game on Saturday. Raiders basketball going with Siebertson, Barron, St. Peter, and Sin and Jimmy Anagnos. Barron with it right sideline. He goes to St. Peter, right side of the lane, double teamed on the cut to Anagnos, lays it up and in. So the Raiders right off the bat get that big bucket and lead it by 7, 34-27. Gomez in with Curtis. Sean Keefe is in there. Max Tier is in there, and A.J. Husband for the Springfield Cosmos. Keefe with it. Sean Keefe right side of the lane. Covered diligently by Sin. Now to Husband. Dribbles to the right side of the lane. Back to Keefe at the baseline. Lays it up. Blocked by St. Peter. But we got a whistle and a foul. It might have been on Sin. St. Peter got the clean block, but the foul is on Jeff Sin, his second. And that's the first on the Raiders here. It is a shooting foul, and Sean Keefe will be at the line for 2 shots for Springfield. Keefe, a 6'1" senior.
So the Raiders' first possession on offense, they're very patient. They work for the good shot. They get it down low to Anagnos. He lays it in. And they come down and play decent defense and a foul on Jeff Sin. Probably not the situation Coach Thompson would like his team to be in, but
Sean Keefe has hit the first, 34-28. The Raiders by 6. Keefe will get another.
But he's got to be happy that it was on Sin and not on St. Peter. So now Sin and St. Peter each have 2, and St. Peter's not in foul trouble with 3.
And Keefe hits the second. He gets them both. 34-29. The Raiders by 5 again. Early going third quarter. Sin with it to the left baseline. Goes to St. Peter. Short jumper in the lane's no good. Rebound back up by Barron. No good. Anagnos back up and good. Jimmy Anagnos. And the offensive rebound kept it alive and got the bucket. 36-29. The Raiders lead it by 7, and Severson knocks the ball away. Sin picks it off and Sin into the forecourt. Now to Barron. He lays it up, no good. St. Peter the rebound, back up, no good. St. Peter again. Fade away in the lane, off the rim, no good. Rebound back to St. Peter. Back up, shot blocked. And it comes down to Husband. That might have been blocked by Keefe. Back to Keefe. Chases it down right corner, then falls down and loses the ball out of bounds in the forecourt. I believe that was Keefe that had the block at the other end. Then tried to chase it down in the forecourt as he got the return pass. Couldn't do it, and the Raiders will control in the backcourt.
It was Keefe.
Barron sends it to Sin down the left sideline of the forecourt. Loops it left baseline to Anagnos. Drives baseline. Dumps it underneath for St. Peter, and he lays it in. And the Raiders lead it now 39-29. With it is Tier into the lane. A short jumper blocked by St. Peter. Scramble for the basketball. Comes down to Severson. Check it on the score. I thought they gave him one extra. It's 38-29. Not 39. They had 39 up on the board. 38-29 Raiders. St. Peter with it. Left side of the circle. Now to Barron. Right side of the circle. Now to Severson. To the left baseline. Has trouble finding the handle. Finally taps it to St. Peter near the left sideline. On the cut to Anagnos. He lays it in. It's going to count. He got fouled. Jimmy Anagnos. Opportunity for a three-point play. That's the first team foul on Springfield here in the half, as the Raiders lead it 40-29, 5:56 remaining third quarter, as Jonathan Guy checks in for Springfield for Sean Keefe. And the foul, I believe, who was the foul on?
It was on Sean Keefe.
It was on Sean Keefe, okay. First on Keefe, again the first on the team. Anagnos, opportunity for a three-point play. Didn't think that score was right before. Didn't seem right, but it's correct up there now. Shot by Anagnos is good, and the Raiders lead it 41-29. We have 5:50 remaining third quarter. Gomez sends it to Guy near the left sideline. Wanted to go to Tier, knocked away by St. Peter, picked off by Sin. Loops it down for Severson at the baseline, tried to save it. It's knocked out of bounds, and it was knocked out of bounds by Curtis. Severson got the pass too far underneath the bucket and couldn't go to the bucket, but the Raiders get the ball back as it went out of bounds off Springfield. Severson from the baseline loops it in now for Luke Barron, left side of the circle. Back to the left sideline to Sin, down to the baseline. His short jumper's good. And the Raiders have opened up a 43-29 lead now. 5:27 remaining here in the third quarter. Gomez with it. His 12-footer is good. Raiders now lead it by 12, 43-31. 5:15 remaining third quarter. Barron with it into the lane. His 12-footer around the rim. No good. Tier the rebound for Springfield. Scoops it out for Gomez. Gomez, Tier, Husband, Guy, and Curtis right now for Springfield. Guy with it. Dribbles right to left. Stops right side of the circle. Picked up by Sin off the man-to-man. Out front to Joel Gomez. Out near midcourt. Picked up by Barron. Dribbles left to right. Gomez, right sideline stops. Tried to send it down low to Curtis. Knocked out of bounds by Barron. So the Raiders, who were threatened at halftime, managed to open up a 14-point lead, their biggest lead of the ballgame. They now lead it by 12 as Gomez is out and Scott Keefe is in for Springfield. He'll put the ball into play from the baseline near the corner. Scott Keefe on the bounce, right sideline to A.J. Husband. On the cut now to Guy. His turnaround is good from the right side of the lane. 43-33, the Raiders by 10. 4:38 remaining third quarter. Sin into the forecourt for Rutland High. Dribbles into the lane. Pulls it up. Loops it down low for Anagnos into the lane. Try to force the pass to St. Peter. Picked off by Husband, and with it now is Keefe. Scott Keefe in there right now for Springfield. Dribbles left to right. Sean Keefe is on the bench. Scott Keefe controls out near midcourt. On the bounce left side, it goes to Curtis. Curtis near the left sideline, picked up by Jimmy Anagnos. Jason Curtis dribbles left to right, into the lane, forces the shot, and hits. It's going to count. He got fouled. Jason Curtis, opportunity for a three-point play for Springfield. I believe the foul is on Jimmy Anagnos. That's his first, and that is the second on the team as Penny and Mayhew check in for Rutland High for Barron and Jeff Sin. And now Springfield making a run again as the Raiders lead it by 8, 43-35, 4:10 left third quarter. Jason Curtis, a 6'4 senior. His shot is no good. A rebound, St. Peter. He goes to Mayhew. Mayhew dribbles into the forecourt down the middle on Scott Keefe. To the left wing to Anagnos, down low to Penny. Spins, fires up, no good short. Rebound Tier, foul Penny. Foul on Brian Pinney is his second, and that is the third on the team. Husband was out for a moment. He's back in for Springfield for Scott Keefe. So Husband's in with Guy Gomez, who's back in. Curtis and also Tier for the Cosmos. And with it is Curtis in the forecourt, picked up by Anagnos. Curtis dribbles into the lane on the bounce, right baseline to Guy. 17-footer, no good. St. Peter the rebound. Outlet to Mayhew. Mayhew into the forecourt. Mayhew across the key, dribbles to the left toward the left sideline. Spins, fires up the 18-footer and drills it. Chris Mayhew on the bucket. 45-35, a 10-point Raider lead. 3:30 left third quarter. Curtis with it between the sideline and the key in the forecourt. Out to Gomez, picked up by Mayhew. Gomez dribbles to the left, toward the left baseline, back out to Tier. Wanted to go inside, knocked away, back to Tier. Tier looks right, dribbles left toward the left sideline. Stops the dribble now, loops it back to Gomez down the sideline. Gomez dribbles into the lane, scoops it up, no good. We got an offensive foul on Joel Gomez. Second on Gomez, second on the team. The Raiders will control in the backcourt.
Nice defensive play by Pinney to step in there and take the charge. Mayhew having the assignment there to cover Gomez. Good confidence by the sophomore. He comes down, he's got the shot on the open side here to the left side. He's open for it. He just pumped up and took it.
Mayhew with it between the sideline and the key now to St. Peter at the free throw line. Fires up, no good. Rebound, Curtis. Foul on Mayhew, I believe. And the foul line at Mayhew is his first. Chris Mayhew on the foul, and the foul on the Raiders is their fourth. So Springfield controlling the backcourt as the Raiders have a 10-point lead, 2:50 left third quarter. Curtis with it in the forecourt near the left sideline, picked up by Anagnos. Both teams in the man-to-man right now. Curtis dribbles left to right, goes to Tier, back out to Guy to the key to the line, back out to Gomez, right side of the circle, picked up by Mayhew. Dribbles to the key to the line, fires up the jumper, it's no good. A fadeaway, rebound Anagnos, ahead now to St. Peter. He drives, lays it up and in. Great move to the bucket by St. Peter. It's going to count. He got fouled. St. Peter opportunity for a three-point play. I believe that foul was on Max Tier, his first, third on the team as the Raiders lead it by 12. Rutland 47, Springfield 35.
Nice strong move by St. Peter. Take it strong to the hole like that. Now he's got the three-point opportunity. Good play.
Shot by St. Peter is no good, and the rebound is controlled by Springfield's Guy. He goes to Curtis. Curtis into the forecourt. Moves it to the baseline. Off Husband to Tier. Lays it up. No good. St. Peter the rebound. Ahead to Anagnos. Anagnos on Curtis. He drives, and Curtis comes back to knock the ball out of bounds, but we got a foul on Jason Curtis. Third on Curtis. Fourth on the team. Jimmy Anagnos will be at the line for two. He was in the act of shooting. As Sean Keefe checks in for Springfield now for Jonathan Guy. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, right. Anagnos is going to be at the line for two.
Jimmy Anagnos on the free throw line, but we got a timeout on the floor. 2:16 left third quarter, so a timeout. And our score is Rutland 47, Springfield 35. We'll be back after this 30-second break. By 12 with 2:16 remaining third quarter. Jimmy Anagnos will be at the line for two. We're just laughing because everything was quiet and somebody from Springfield yelled out. I didn't really hear what the fan had to say, but at any rate, it was just kind of funny because we could pick up that loud and clear. I didn't hear it, but I knew it was the only person in the place.
Anyways, Anagnos will be at the line for two right now. He's leading all scorers. He's got 17 points. Very impressive. The Raiders came out here early in the third quarter and took control, and then they kind of relaxed a little bit again and then lost control defensively.
First shot by Anagnos is no good. Jimmy will get another.
But they were very patient to start, and Springfield's come right back again. They're still down 12, but the Raiders have the chance to put them away here. They've got to be patient still.
Second shot by Anagnos is good. He gets 1 out of 2, and the Raiders lead it by 13. Rutland 48, Springfield 35. Scott Keefe goes to Curtis, left side of the circle. Curtis looks around, goes to Tier between the sideline and the middle, left side. Dribbles toward the lane, into the lane. His runner's no good. Rebound, Curtis back up and good. Boy, did he clear Anagnos out of the way to lay it up and in off the offensive rebound. Rutland 48, Springfield 37. The Raiders with an 11-point lead. 1:50 remaining here in the third quarter. Siebertson back in. He goes to St. Peter left wing. St. Peter dribbles toward the left side of the circle and stops. On the right goes to Sievertson. Sievertson to the right side of the lane. He's tied up, but we got a foul. He was tied up by Husband. I think we got the foul on Sean Keefe, though. And it is on Sean Keefe, his second, and that is the 5th on the team. Common foul. The Raiders will control from the baseline. Going with Sievertson, St. Peter, Mayhew, and Agnes and Pinney. I think the buzzer was to find out exactly who that foul was called on, but it was on Keefe, correct, Sean Keefe?
I believe so. That's who he pointed to.
Mike Sievertson will put the ball into play for the baseline for Rutland High. Gets it in on the bounce to Pinney underneath, lays it up, no good. A rebound, and Agnes back up and good. Raiders lead it by 13 again. Rutland 50, Springfield 37. Sean Keefe goes to A.J. Husband, left sideline. Picked up by Sievertson, dribbles left to right, dribbles to the key. Shut off there. Now out to Scott Keefe near the left sideline. He dribbles to the lane. On the right to Sean Keefe, drives baseline and lays it in. Rutland 50, Springfield 39. The Raiders by 11. 1:10 remaining third quarter. Mayhew with it into the forecourt for Rutland High. On the bounce to Sievertson, drives baseline and lays it in. Rutland 52, Springfield 39. A minute left, third quarter. Into the forecourt, Scott Keefe for the Cosmos, picked up by Mayhew off the man-to-man. The right sideline, he goes to Curtis, dribbles right to left into the lane, stops out to Sean Keefe to Scott Keefe. 46 seconds left in the quarter. Down low to Curtis, right side of the lane, dribbles into the lane, turns, fires up, and hits off the glass. Rutland by 11, 52-41. 36 seconds left, third quarter. Mike Sievertson with it in the backcourt. Drops it into the forecourt, down the middle, dribbles to the left now. Pulls it up for one shot to Mayhew left sideline, and release signal for one shot. Down low to St. Peter. Turnaround is no good. Rebound tapped around. Comes down to Scott Keefe. His pass intended for Tier, picked off by Anagnos. Into the forecourt he goes. Stops left sideline. Now down the sideline to Sievertson. 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Sievertson loses the ball out of bounds. Springfield controlling the backcourt with 9 seconds left in the third quarter. As Jeff Sin checks in for Rutland High, and checking out of the ball game will be Brian Pinney. Scott Keefe will put the ball into play for Springfield. Scott Keefe looking, gets it into Gomez in the backcourt. 7 seconds left in the quarter. Gomez into the forecourt on Sievertson to the right side of the lane. Bounces it down low for Sean Keefe. He goes to Tier. Tier lays it up and in at the buzzer. Is it going to count?
Yeah, they're giving it to him.
They do count it. It did beat the buzzer. So it's 52-43. Rutland after 3 quarters of play. So the Raiders have the lead here after 3. Again, it's Rutland 52 and Springfield 43. We'll be back. The Raiders led by 5 at halftime, and they now lead it by 9. The Raiders outscored the Cosmos 20-16 in the third quarter. Rutland 52 and Springfield 43 as we get set for the final 8. And we'll set the alignment for both teams when we have an opportunity. Springfield's basketball. And get Scott Keefe in there, Joel Gomez, Sean Keefe. And also in there is Max Tier and Jason Curtis. Sean Keefe lost control. The ball picked off by Sin ahead to Jimmy and Agnes. Now to Sievertson left baseline. His short jumper's no good. Rebound tap to Sean Keefe. On the bounce to Tier. He drives, lays it up. No good. We got a foul on Sin. Max Tier, who hit that bucket at the buzzer, the layup at the buzzer to end the third quarter, will be at the line here for 2. That foul on Jeff Sin is number 3, and that's number 5 on the team. Both teams have 5 team fouls, so it's Tier at the line. Just want to set the alignment here, Andy. Max Tier, along with Sean Keefe and Scott Keefe, again, Husband and Curtis. The Raiders going with Barron, Sievertson, St. Peter, Sin, and Anagnos. The shot by Tier is in and out, no good. He'll get another.
Jimmy and Agnes, give him all kinds of credit. He had half the Raiders' points there in the third quarter to match his first half total. He's got 20 points right now. He's leading all scorers.
Shot by Tier is good. He gets 1 out of 2. So the Raiders lead it by 8. It's Rutland 52, Springfield 44. Into the forecourt, Jeff Sin pulls it up left wing. Wanted to go to St. Peter. Knocked away. Tier picks it off for Springfield. And now with the basketball is Gomez. Gomez to the key. Pumps up the 17-footer. It's in and out. Rebound, Jimmy and Agnes. Jimmy is tied up by Gomez. It'll be, however, Rutland's basketball. 7:22 left in the ball game. Springfield will set up some full court pressure here as Sievertson gets it into Sin. Springfield has used the man-to-man and the zone. They're in the man-to-man right now as Sievertson dribbles into the forecourt down the right sideline on Joel Gomez. And we have a kick on Gomez as Sievertson wanted to go down low. So the Raiders will put the ball into play from the baseline with Mike Sievertson. Gets it into Anagnos near the right sideline. Down low to St. Peter, right side of the lane. Lost the handle. It goes out of bounds, and Springfield will control in the backcourt. Get a feeling Springfield might have a run or two left in them tonight. With it now is Gomez into the forecourt on Barron to the left wing to Jason Curtis. Between the sideline and the middle to Tier now. He drives and lays it in. Springfield trying to climb back in, and the Raiders' lead has been sliced to 6. Rutland 52, Springfield 46. Sievertson with it right sideline. Sievertson looking, gets it out near midcourt to Luke Barron. Picked up by Scott Keefe to the left sideline to Jeff Sin. Raiders need a basket here. Sin's pass picked off by Curtis. Springfield can cut the Raider lead to 4 on this trip down the floor. Gomez into the forecourt on Barron. On the left wing to Scott Keefe. Keefe dribbles left to right, dribbles to the key now, to the right side of the lane. Sends it to the right sideline to Tier. Back along the sideline out front to Gomez, dribbles down the sideline. Picked up by Barron, stops the dribble, looking inside. Sends it now to Scott Keefe, up for 3, hits. Three-pointer for Scott Keefe. Sid Thompson wants a timeout. Springfield has climbed to within 3. We have 6:07 left in the ball game. It's Rutland 52, Springfield 49. Back after this 30-second timeout. 14. They lead it by 3 now. 52-49. 6:07 left in the ball game. That big, huge three-pointer by Scott Keefe.
Springfield's got all the points here in the fourth quarter. They've got 6 points right now. The Raiders haven't scored a basket. They're being very careless with the ball. They're coming down and trying to force their first and second chances into people and trying to get the quick basket. They've got to be more patient offensively. That's what Coach Thompson was harping on. Set some screens and get a good shot.
Kyle Berquist into the ball game now for Rutland High. Luke Barron with a basketball. Dribbles into the forecourt. He's fouled by Scott Keefe, and that is foul number 6 on Springfield. The foul on Scott Keefe is his first. So a common foul. The Raiders going with Sievertson, Barron. Pinney is in there now. Berquist and Jimmy and Agnes. Sievertson looking to put the ball into play. Looking. Loops it underneath to Barron. Barron head fakes, lays it up. No good. It was deflected by Keefe. Scott Keefe comes down with it. Now it goes to Gomez. Springfield can cut the lead to 1 or possibly tie on this trip down the floor. Gomez with it right sideline. Gomez looking around, picked up by Barron. Loops it out front now to Sean Keefe to Scott Keefe, midcourt circle. 5:38 left in the ball game. Scott Keefe dribbles to the right, up top now to Curtis, into the lane. Turns, fires up and hits. Rutland 52, Springfield 51. Springfield has climbed to within 1. 5:25 left of the ball game. Barron into the forecourt to the right sideline to Jimmy and Agnes. Now out to Sievertson, right side of the circle. Now to Brian Pinney. Pinney down low. He wanted to go, knocked away, and it's picked off by Tier. It was knocked away by Curtis. With it now is Gomez. Gomez into the forecourt for Springfield. To the left wing to Tier. Dribbles into the lane. On the bounce, Gomez chases it down at the corner. Turns at the right sideline. Loops it out front to Tier. Left side of the circle. Tier hands it off to Scott Keefe. Dribbles left to right. Picked up by Sievertson. The Raiders lead it by 1. 4:50 left in the ball game. Down low it goes to Curtis, right side of the lane. Sends it back to Scott Keefe, right sideline. His pass intended for Curtis, picked off by Jimmy and Agnes. Down court for Barron, too far, and goes out of bounds. As Stuart St. Peter checks back in for Rutland High for Kyle Berquist, and Springfield will control in the backcourt. And checking back in for Springfield is A.J. Husband for Scott Keefe. Jeff Sin back in for the Raiders for Brian Pinney. Rutland 52, Springfield 51. 4:33 left in the ball game as Gomez trots into the forecourt for Springfield. Gomez left to right to the free throw line, sends it to Husband between the sideline and the key. Back to Gomez, left side between the sideline and the key. Back to Husband, right sideline. Down low to Curtis. Curtis dribbles into the lane, turns, fires up, and hits off the glass, and Springfield has taken the lead. Springfield 53, Rutland 52. 4:09 left in the ball game. Springfield is trailed by as many as 14. They have a 1-point lead. With it is St. Peter left wing. Now to Sin. Sin dribbles to the left side of the lane. Spins, fires up. It's no good. Rebound goes to A.J. Husband. Now Gomez with it. 3:50 left in the ball game. Springfield with a 1-point lead. Gomez, top of the circle on the right to Tier. On the left to Husband. Dribbles to the key to the line of the lane. Back to Tier, right sideline. Down low to Curtis, into the lane. Back on the bounce, it goes to Gomez up for three. It's no good. Rebound. Tier saves it to Husband, left side of the lane. A shot is deflected, and we got a whistle and a foul. The foul is on Mike Siebertson, I believe, who deflected the shot, and Husband will be at the line for two. He was in the act of shooting. And the foul on Siebertson's number 3, and that is number 6 on the team. But Husband will be at the line, so from here on in, Springfield will be at the line.
We're more than halfway through the quarter. The Raiders haven't scored a point yet here in the fourth quarter. That's Siebertson's 3rd foul. Jeff Sin, Luke Barron each have 3 fouls.
Shot by Husband is good. He'll get another, and Springfield leads at 54-52. Springfield has outscored the Raiders 11-0 here in the fourth quarter. Second shot by Husband is good, gets them both. Springfield has opened up a 3-point lead. Springfield 55, Rutland 52. 3:20 left in the ball game. With it is Barron to the key to the lane on the bounce to Anagnos. Ducks underneath, plays it up and in. It's going to count and get fouled. Jimmy Anagnos, an opportunity for a 3-point play. Springfield now leads it by 1, 55-54. Anagnos can tie it up on the free throw.
I believe that foul's on Sean Keefe. That's his 3rd.
It is on Sean Keefe.
Pretty play by Anagnos. The Raiders finally get back to their set offense. Very patient. Get it down low to Anagnos.
Shot by Anagnos is no good off the back of the rim. Rebound Curtis. So Springfield with a 1-point lead. Curtis went to Tier, and turn goes to Gomez. 3:09 left in the ball game. Springfield 55, Rutland 54. With the right sideline is Husband. Sends it out front to Tier. Left sideline to Gomez. Picked up by Barron. Gomez dribbles left to right. Has it top of the circle now and stops. Goes on the bounce left sideline to Husband. Husband looks at the bucket on Siebertson. To the left baseline to Curtis. Curtis dribbles in from the baseline, lays it up, no good. A rebound tap from St. Peter to Sin. Outlet to Barron. Barron into the forecourt. Barron now to St. Peter left wing. Cross court to Siebertson. Baseline jumper, no good. Rebound knocked away. Husband chases it down in the forecourt. He lays it up, no good, but he was fouled by Siebertson. Good foul by Siebertson. Husband almost canned the bucket. Husband will be at the line for 2.
I thought they were going to call that foul on the floor. It looked like he initially got him at the top of the free throw line. But
Brian Penny,
the act of shooting, so he is going to be at the line for 2.
Penny checks in for the Raiders for Jeff Sin. It is a shooting foul. Springfield leads at 55-54. 2:30 left here in the ball game. The foul on Siebertson, number 4. Team over the limit. The shot by Husband is good. He'll get another. Springfield 56, Rutland 54.
This game's not out of reach, obviously, for the Raiders. There's 2.5 minutes left. They just have to be patient, not get panicky here in the last couple of minutes when they get the ball.
Second shot misses. St. Peter lost the ball out of bounds, but it was knocked out of bounds by Tier. And I believe the Raiders, well, I thought they were going to call for a timeout, but the Raiders control in the backcourt. A 2-point Springfield lead. Raiders control with Luke Barron. Luke Barron into the forecourt, falls down, picked off by Husband. Husband goes the length of the court and lays it in. Springfield by 4, 58-54. 2:10 left in the ball game. Barron with it in the backcourt. Barron on the bounce down the sideline to St. Peter. St. Peter stops right side of the lane. Double team, looking. On the bounce underneath to Anagnos. Head fakes, lays it up and in. Springfield 58, Rutland 56, a minute 54 left in the ball game. Gomez into the forecourt. Picked up by Luke Barron. To the right sideline to Tier. Down low, wanted to go to Curtis. Siebertson knocks it away. Picked up by St. Peter. Great play by Siebertson. Penny now to Siebertson. Left sideline in the forecourt. Minute 38 left of the ball game. Siebertson dribbles left to right. Hands it off to Penny. Midcourt circle. Right sideline to Barron. Springfield leads at 58-56. Barron stops at the free throw line, goes to Sievertson, right wing. Head fakes. Down low to St. Peter. Double teamed to the baseline. Back out. Wanted to go to Sievertson. Picked off by Husband. And we're going to foul on, I believe, Sievertson. If it is, he's out of the ball game. Husband will be at the line for a one-on-one. It is on Mike Sievertson. He's fouled out, I believe. Jeff Sin checks in for Brian Pinney for Rutland High. Well, Sievertson staying in there. Well, that's 5 fouls on Sievertson. He is out of the ball game. A.J. Husband will be at the line for a one-on-one. Minute 19 left in the ball game. Springfield 58, Rutland 56. Pinney now checks back in for Sievertson. Sin had checked in for Pinney. Sievertson did a nice job while he was in there, but he's fouled out of the ball game.
He certainly did, and we knew we were going to get in this situation. The Raiders had all kinds of fouls in the first half, and this is the first one to foul out. They've still got a couple guys with a lot of fouls.
Husband at the line for a one-on-one. He hits the first. He'll get another.
That's 4 in a row.
Springfield's open up a 3-point lead.
That's 4 in a row for Husband at the line here, all in the fourth quarter.
Springfield 59, Rutland 56. Second shot by Husband is good. And Springfield goes up by 4, 60-56. Minute 15 left in the ball game. Barron down the middle for Rutland High. The Raiders had a 14-point lead in this game. Left sideline, Sin down low to Anagnos. Triple team to the baseline. Back out to Pinney. Left side of the circle. Left sideline to Sin. Almost once pumps up the 18-footer. No good. Rebound Anagnos at the baseline. Back up. No good, but he was fouled. He'll be at the line for 2. 58 seconds left in the ball game. And I believe that's on A.J. Husband, his first. And the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That puts Springfield over the limit. In this case, though, a shooting foul. Both teams going to the line from here on in. 58 seconds left. So Jimmy Anagnos will be at the line for 2 shots.
He's 2 for 4 this half from the line.
His first shot is good. He'll get another. Springfield by 3. The Cosmos lead at 60-57. Jimmy Anagnos looks and fires. He's got it. 2 free throws for Jimmy Anagnos. Springfield by 2, 60-58. Gomez in the backcourt for Springfield. Dribbles into the forecourt. Down the sideline is Sean Keefe. Out to Curtis, top of the circle. 50 seconds left. A tier knocked away, and it goes to Gomez. Raiders almost picked it up. Gomez right sideline. Picked off by Sin. Fouled by Gomez. Sin will be at the line for a one-on-one. 3 on Gomez. Springfield over the limit. Jeff Sin at the line for a one-on-one with 43 seconds left in the ball game.
These are big free throws right now. Certainly, they're down 2 points. Jeff Sin's going to be at the line. He can tie it up right here with 43 seconds left. Great defensive play by Sin. Take the ball away from Gomez. Gomez, frustration foul. Turned around and fouled him.
Jeff Sin, 6-foot senior. His shot is good. Big pressure free throw for Jeff Sin. Springfield by 1, 60-59.
They couldn't ask for a more exciting game. Certainly here. We've still got time left.
43 seconds left in the ball game. Second shot by Sin is good. He ties it up with the 2 free throws. We're tied at 60 apiece. Gomez with it in the backcourt for Springfield. 38 seconds left. Gomez in the forecourt between the sideline and the middle way out front. He goes to Husband. His pass underneath the tier. He lays it up. No good, but he was fouled by St. Peter. And Tier will be at the line for 2 shots. Fouled on St. Peter is number 3. 32 seconds left. It's 60-60. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. The Raiders led by as many as 14 here in the second half. It's Rutland 60, Springfield 60. 32 seconds left in the ball game. Max Tier at the line for 2 shots for Springfield.
Now it's Tier's turn in the pressure situation. Excuse me. Jeff Sin hit 2 big free throws just a few seconds ago to tie it up for the Raiders. At the end of the third quarter and halfway through the fourth quarter, Springfield went on a 16-0 run to get back. That's when the Raiders had their biggest lead at 14, and then Springfield went up by 2 before the Raiders even got a point here in the fourth quarter.
The Raiders going with St. Peter, Barron, Pinney, Sin, and Anagnos. Curtis, Sean Keefe, Max Tier, A.J. Husband, and Joel Gomez in there for Springfield. It's Tier at the line for 2 for the Cosmos in a 60-60 ball game. Shot by Tier. No good off the back of the rim.
He's 1 for 2 right now in the fourth quarter from the line.
He will get another. Max Tier has missed the first. Second shot by Tier is good. He gets 1 out of 2, and Springfield leads it 61-60. With it in the backcourt, Luke Barron. 29 seconds left in the ball game. Springfield with a 1-point lead. Barron in the forecourt. Barron dribbles to the right sideline to Sin to the right baseline. A 17-footer, no good. Rebound, Curtis for Springfield. And he lost it to Anagnos. Anagnos back into the forecourt to Barron. 12 seconds left in the ball game. Barron into the lane, lays it in. The Raiders go up by a score of 62-61 with 6 seconds left in the ball game. Springfield calls for the timeout. Luke Barron on the bucket. We'll keep it right here with 6 seconds left. Rutland 62, Springfield 61. Springfield will have the basketball with 6 seconds left. Springfield beat the Raiders at the buzzer in that earlier game. Will it be deja vu all over again? We'll see.
Big basket right there by Barron. He hasn't had a good offensive night at all. He hit 1 basket in the second quarter, and that's his 4th point right there, but it couldn't have come at a better time for this Rutland team. Nice move by Luke. He took it all the way down the lane. He's a good penetrating guard, and that's what he did. And he took it to the lane, went nice and strong, and laid it up and in. Tough situation here, 6 seconds left. It gives Springfield some options they can work around, and obviously they've got a couple of seconds to set some picks and try to get a decent setup for a last shot. Obviously, 6 seconds is plenty of time.
They did call for the timeout at midcourt, too. Raiders going with Barron, Sin, Pinney, St. Peter, and Anagnos. Tier, Gomez, Sean Keith, A.J. Husband, and Jason Curtis. Actually, they'll have it in the backcourt. They weren't as close to midcourt as I thought. Gomez will put the ball into play from the sideline in the backcourt. About 15 feet or so into the backcourt. He's picked up by Pinney. 6 seconds left. The Raiders lead it by 1. Gomez calls for another timeout. And again, we'll keep it right here.
Husband's had the hot hand here in the 4th quarter. He's hit 5 free throws and a basket. He's got 7 points. All his points have come in the 4th quarter. But tonight their leading scorer is Curtis. He's been impressive down low. He's got 14, so he might look for Springfield to go to Curtis in this pressure situation, try to get the ball down low. And you just never know. Springfield set something up there, but the Raiders, a great defense, didn't let him have a decent shot at an inbounding pass, so they called their last timeout. I believe that's their last timeout.
This is the situation. Springfield put the ball into play for the left sideline of the backcourt. They just tried to do that and called a timeout. It's Rutland 62, Springfield 61. 6 seconds left of the ball game. Again, same alignment. Gomez will try to throw the ball into play against Brian Pinney. From the backcourt, about 15 to 20 feet into the backcourt for the Springfield Cosmos. Gomez looking, still looking, gets it into Curtis in the backcourt. 5 seconds left. Curtis into the forecourt. 3 seconds left. And the pass stolen away by Barron. And that's the ball game. The Raiders have won it 62-61. Luke Barron, who got the go-ahead bucket, picked off the pass in the corner, and the Raiders have won it. Rutland 62, Springfield 61. Springfield tried to work it into the corner. The ball was knocked away and picked off by Luke Barron. And in a game the Raiders absolutely had to win. They blew the 14-point lead. It would have been devastating to lose this one. They come back to win it 62-61. We'll wrap it up after this 2-minute timeout.